Hi, my name is Rick Bazemore, and I'm a registered piano technician, a piano tuner. I live in Social Circle, Georgia, and I service the East Metro Atlanta area as well as Newton County and the counties that surround Newton County. Today we're going to talk about the question, how can I tell if my piano is out of tune? This is an excellent time of year to talk about this because seasonal changes are the times when pianos will go out of tune the most. Some words that can be used to describe how an out-of-tune piano sounds are tinny, sour, terrible, off, gross, flat, sharp, nasty, and so forth. One easy way to determine if your piano is out of tune is to play several individual notes or keys and listen to each one and judge how it sounds. This is easy to do, and your ear will quickly and naturally tell you which note sounds good and which ones don't. Excuse me, I'll turn the camera to the piano and then we'll continue. Now, listen as I play a series of notes and see if you can tell which note is more out of tune than the others. I'll start with G above middle C. Can you hear that? Sounds pretty bad, doesn't it? It was very easy to tell which of the 5 notes sounded out of tune. Now, it's helpful to know that in this area of the piano, each key or each note has 3 strings that are struck by the hammer at the same time. This hammer is hitting 3 strings that are tuned to middle C. This group of 3 strings is called unisons. And when one or more of these unisons become out of tune with the others, it makes a bad sounding note. 1 or 2 slightly out of tune notes will not make that big of a difference in how your piano sounds when it's played. But if you have several to many out of tune notes, it will definitely cause the piano to sound bad to most piano players. Listen to this C chord that has the out of tune middle C on the bottom of it and see how it sounds. You can hear that middle C that's out of tune, and it affects the sound of the whole chord. Alright, now that we found a bad note, listen as I pluck the 3 unisons and let's determine which string is out of tune with the other 2. Here's middle C. Alright, listen as I pluck. This is the right string, the middle, and the left. Can you hear that the right string is lower in pitch than the middle and the left strings? Once I know which string is out of tune, I simply take my tuning hammer, I put it on the corresponding tuning pin for that note, that string, and I pull it up until it is in tune with the other 2 unisons. There. Now, all 3 strings are tuned to the correct pitch, middle C. Excuse me one more time and I'll turn the camera back around. So, considering that there are 88 notes and over 250 strings on most pianos, it's easy to see how it can make a big difference in how your piano sounds when it's in tune versus being out of tune. Well, that's it for this session. When was the last time you had your piano tuned?